So guys, finally, Mr. Afe Baba has bowed to pressure as court grants Dele Farotimi bail of 30 million naira and bars him from granting any interview to media. So guys, that is the situation on ground. Finally, they've listened to the outburst from Nigerians and they've granted Mr. Dele Farotimi bail, because some people were wondering if actually Mr. Dele Farotimi will be granted this bail, having known that there are many other suits, that have been filed against him. So some people were like, possibly they might not even want to leave him go. But thank God that finally they've listened to Nigerians and they've granted him bail. So let's take a look at some of the reaction. Charlie Boy say, "Una don tire to hold my guy Dele. Bail granted. Hashtag free Dele Farotimi now. 30 million. Two shorties. Responsible in Ado Ekiti defendant. International passport. No interview during the pendency of the case." You guys have no idea all the things wey for fit happen. Some of us know they fear useless elders without integrity again. No interview for Dele. After, come close our mouth. They smell. So he was just trying to say that they didn't know what they were actually planning should Dele Farotimi not granted bail today, that they are not afraid. So guys, we all know that the police even went as far as bringing the armored car and all that, as if they were just bringing one notorious person to the court. So guys, that's to tell you the level of humiliation that Mr. Dele Farotimi has got to go through. This is what Charlie Boy, how he reacted to that news of Mr. Dele Farotimi being granted bail, and he's being asked to provide two shorties. One of them must have a property there in Ado Ekiti. His international passport will be seized, and then he shouldn't dare grant any interview to any of the media houses, on this issue. So guys, that is where we are. So it is very, very, funny to see how these people are just trying to shut down Mr. Dele Farotimi. And this other person tweeted, this came from Mr. Odinkanu, the human rights lawyer, and he was the one that tweeted this tweet, and he said 30 million naira bond, two shorties, one shall be a house owner, the defendant shall submit his passport, he shall not grant any media interview. This is supposedly law too. So that is it. You can see Mr. Dele Farotimi when he was in court as they read out the bail condition. So guys, finally Mr. Dele Farotimi has been granted bail. We can't wait to see him reunite with his family. Now take a look at this. Talking about this defamation and as they claim, as they allege, guess what is happening? The Nigerian police has come up with its own. See this headline, and it says, "We'll start jailing Nigerians for cursing government officials, others on social media." That's coming from the Nigerian police. So of all the security concerns that we have today in this country, the Nigerian police is concerned about those who are talking about politicians and other people on the social media. So they are just going to forget about their security related jobs to start going after those who make comments against government officials and all that on the social media. So you can see it. This is coming from the Nigerian police, that if you cause any government official, maybe like Tinubu or any of them, you say any bad thing, that they will just come to arrest you. And guess what? They've already started with Tinubu. Tinubu's son has gone to, use the police to arrest somebody. Let me read this headline. It says, "Police charge NSAS activist Olamide Thomas for insulting Seyi Tinubu on social media. Remand her in jail." So guys, when you look critically, you see that this is today's date. You can see that this news is just a latest news. So this person has been remanded for, according to them, insulting Seyi Tinubu. So if you say anything on the social media, they are going to use police to come after you, meaning that police will no longer be there to protect Nigerians. They will be there looking for who said anything against who. So guys, this is to tell you that things are getting worse in this country. And moving to the DSS has gone to interrogate a statistician. who came up with the latest reports on ransom payments. We know that recently there have been these MBS reports talking about corruption, talking about insecurity and all that. And this one you see on my screen here is the one that talked about how many people were paid and how many people were abducted. I think there's another one that talks about how much Nigerians paid in ransom. So the DSS is not finding that figure comfortable, and guess what? They've gone to invite the man. I don't know if they arrested him or they invited him to interrogate him. I mean, the person who processed this survey and came up with that report. So you can see that these people, they are just shifting their attacks to things that are not relevant to the Nigerian people, because what we need at this time is security. They should give us intelligence. The DSS should provide Nigerians with intelligence on where Tuji, the bad guy that has been terrorizing the north, where is he located. They should go for all those things and not coming to start telling us that the figures that were released are false and all that. So guys, going back to the Mr. Dele Farotimi's case, you can see the situation in this country now. If you want to, if they don't want, they just want to shut the mouths of Nigerians. You cannot say anything you have seen. You cannot criticize the government. There's nothing like opposition. You cannot expose them when they do the wrong thing. And now the police is saying that should anybody, say anything about government officials and others, that the person risks being arrested. And you have seen it with Tinubu's son, using the police to arrest an activist who has now been detained. So that is to tell you that this country is not getting it right. So guys, let me allow you just watch this video, take a look at this video just for you to understand what happened today in court while Dele Farotimi appeared before the judge. Just take a look for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Take a look.
Thank you for joining us on the news at 1. We begin in Ekiti State, where Magistrate Court has granted bail to human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi in the sum of 30 million naira. They also asked him to provide 3 sureties with a landed property within the jurisdiction. As part of conditions for his bail, he is to refrain from media interview and submit his international passport. The case was then adjourned till the 13th of January 13th of February, 2025. Dele Farotimi is facing a 16th count charge for allegedly defaming Afe Abablola in his book titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. He's also facing a 12th count charge at the Federal High Court at Ekiti, where he was earlier granted bail. Opinions have been divided since his arrest in Lagos State, after which he is subsequently charged court in Ekiti and remanded at the correctional center. The Yoruba social cultural group of Fedifere is calling for his release, while others want Dele Farotimi to prove the allegations raised in his book at the courts. And our reporter in Ekiti State, Adiola Aderigbe, joins me for more on this development. Thank you for joining us, Adiola. Talk to us about his appearance in court today. We understand he's been granted bail. What were the conditions given to him for that?
Good afternoon. Dele Farotimi was brought into court around 9:45 a.m. this morning. He was accompanied to the court by police officers of the Ekiti State Command from the Rapid Response Squad and the officials of the Nigerian Correctional Service. He was taken into the magistrate court at exactly 9:45 a.m. And Magistrate Adeosun was expected to rule on his bail application today, and the ruling has been delivered. Dele Farotimi has been granted bail in the sum of 30 million naira. He has also been refrained from granting media interviews pending the determination of the substantive suits at the magistrate court. He was also expected to submit his international passport at the magistrate court in Ekiti. So these are some of the conditions. He was also expected to provide sureties, with one of those sureties having landed property in the state capital at Ekiti.
Right. Do you also have any information as regards his case at the Federal High Court? Has he been able to, fulfill the conditions for bail given to him there?
Well, I had a conversation with one of his lawyers this morning, and they were of the opinion that the Federal High Court has asked them to submit his international passport, and that he can only have one passport. So the magistrate court is also asking them to bring his international passport, and they are of the opinion that Dele Farotimi does not have to. They are still working on perfecting his bail condition at the Federal High Court, and this is another one. You will recall that the Federal High Court granted him bail in the sum of 50 million naira, and he was also expected to submit his international passport at the Federal High Court sitting in Ado Ekiti.
So, guys, these were the things that Mr. Dele Farotimi had to go through today in court in Ado Ekiti. We just hope that justice will be done. Like Dele Farotimi said, he's not afraid of the court. What he doesn't want is people to take laws into their hands. He wants due process. People should follow the law. If you feel he has defamed you, he said, bring me before the court. I have my evidence. So Dele Farotimi is not shying away from everything he has said in his book. He just wants due process to take place. But it was really so bad seeing the way they brought him to the court premises as if they brought one notorious criminal. You know, even the police armored car was there, and the officers, the other security agents, the way they were just around him with guns and all that. That's to tell you that, see, like Aisha Yusufu once said, that people who do right in this country are the ones that suffer. But if you are into all kinds of criminal things and you like a government official, you are just there embezzling, nobody will even try to trace you. And even if they discover that you actually embezzled, what will happen to you? You walk freely. You walk freely, like we've seen in the case of Yaya Bello. Before you know it, the case of Yaya Bello will just die. I mean, it will just die. We've seen it at different instances. So it's not as if it's new. But if you are there to expose the ills in our society, those ills that have made Nigeria not to move forward, see all the things we have got to go through during the last election and all the kind of judgments we got from the judges. You know, some of them told us that the IREF that we spent billions to acquire, that all those things were just worthless, you know, that the IRF does not make sense anymore. The beavers are not to be relied upon, that INEC can change its stance at any time, and all kinds of rulings that we saw in the last election. People were wondering what came upon our judges, that they came up with this kind of laws, I mean, this kind of judgments. And from what Mr. Dele Farotimi is saying, that these lawyers, some of them go and pay judges to have cases favor them. And if you are not ready to pay, you will lose that case even when you are supposed to win it. These are the things Dele Farotimi is pointing out, that something is wrong in this country which we all must fix. And instead of people to like calm down and listen to Dele, they don't want. Check it out. Somebody like Tinubu has not even said anything, because he knows that cracking down on Dele Farotimi is going to help the APC. Assuming Dele Farotimi remains in jail, nobody is going to serve as that strong voice of opposition come next election. Those are some of the things people have said it. If you've listened to Mr. Udenta, he said it, that this government is profiting from Dele Farotimi being held back in prison, because they know that there will be lesser voices to challenge the wrong things that are being done by this government. So guys, that is what we are saying. We just want a free society. We just want a fair country where everybody will be carried along. This country shouldn't just be for the elite. I mean, the resources of this country shouldn't just be meant for the elite. Like, the only lucrative job now in Nigeria is for you to join politics. You know, when you join politics, you people embezzle the money that is meant for the general public. You use it for individual notes. We've seen where they will tell you that governors use money directly from the state to pay school fees. Can you imagine? Like the case of Yaya Bello. So there are a whole lot to be fixed in this country, and we can only fix this country when we start telling ourselves the truth that things are wrong. That is when we start now thinking on how to change whatever we are doing wrong and start getting it right. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you. Shh.